Sport Fishing on the Fly is brought to you by Togen's Fly Shop, Maui Jim Sunglasses, and Hardy Rods and Reels. Today on the bench I want to tie you up the Biscuit Blob. Now we've experimented with many different blob colors, and the Biscuit and watermelon blob seem to be our two best. So make sure you have these materials ready before you tie this fly. For the hook, we'll use a Togen size 8 Scud, some 6/0 black thread to tie with, some pink pearl polar flash for the tail, some atomic yellow jelly Fritz for the rear body. For the front body, we'll use some Biscuit jelly Fritz and a 1/8 silver bead for the bead. To start the fly off, I put my bead on the hook and of course the small diameter towards the eyelet, and we're just going to tie on our thread. Now I've taken a small clump of my pink pearl polar flash, and I like to tie it in and form the body, so I'm going to actually start it just behind the bead, just to build up a little bit of that underbody, and then wrap it back just to the hook bend. Take a wrap behind and over top, just tie it in, and then we're going to cut it, and I like to cut it fairly short, to about half the hook gap, not very long, just a small little butt end. Now that we have the tail tied in, I've got the thread about halfway up the hook. I'm just going to tie in my atomic yellow jelly Fritz. And again, there's different kinds of Fritz. I find the jelly Fritz is the best. Wrap back to the middle and then wrap that atomic yellow forward to form the rear part of the fly. Now that we have the rear of the fly done, I've taken my Biscuit jelly Fritz, and I'm going to tie it in just behind the bead. Wrap it back about to the middle, right where our atomic yellow ended off. Bring that thread back to the bead and then wrap this forward to form the front end of the fly. Now to finish the fly off, taking my whip finisher, and again I'm just going to whip finish off the black thread. A lot of times I'll use a bright thread on the head end, but I like the black with the silver bead. So there it is, the finished Biscuit Blob. Now vary the colors. What we found is the atomic yellow on the rear always seems to be one of our best patterns, and we vary the top color. We've got Biscuit, watermelon, the orange. Just vary the colors until you find the ideal blob. But one thing with blobs, the bigger the better, because the big fish like big blobs.